I want to talk to you about this pattern today, McCalls 7650. The view that I made was this one, view C, and I wanted to give you my opinion on it. This pattern actually took quite a long time to make, which is surprising because you look at it, it's a lot of straight seams, seems very straightforward, no zipper, which is nice. But there is, in my opinion, an excessive amount of hand stitching with it because the bodice itself is self-lined and you have to whip stitch down, you can see, all of those little shapes around the bodice. You have to whip stitch around all of that. And it can be kind of a pain lining everything up. So there's a lot of laying it down, strategically placing, and everything like that. The pattern itself, the directions, can be a little bit confusing to follow. The way the pattern sheet, the instruction sheets are organized, they have different instructions for, say, this view, then this view, then this view, but they have them all kind of mingled together. So you're going along and you think, unless you're specifically, eagle-eye paying attention, you might do the wrong instruction for the wrong one. Not a huge deal, but it's just when you're working with everything else, you want to be able to just follow A, B, C, D. This pattern does not have pockets. This is a big, loose, everyday dress. And it floors me that the designers would not put pockets in here. There is plenty of room to put some in. If you see the very front here, these seams here would be the perfect place to stick some pockets in. There's plenty of room to hide any bulk that way, and there is none. The first thing you do when you put this dress on is your hands go like this because they want somewhere to go. And there's no pockets. Well, what are they thinking? Anyhow, another problem in the design is the sleeves. If you look at the picture, you get the impression that these are very loose, comfortable sleeves. Now, to their credit, in the diagrams, you're not led to that impression at all. It looks like a very straight sleeve, no puffiness at all. And that's because the sleeve patterns are very narrow. I ended up, when I was cutting out, altering my sleeve to add 1.5 inches in width. If I had not done that, my sleeve would have been a lot tighter. And what you want is what's in the picture. Now this model has, I'm sure, very thin arms so that the sleeve gives that impression, but I made size 16, and the typical woman who is wearing size 16 does not have very thin arms. So just be aware, if you're going to make it, check your sleeve, or it would be your arm measurement against the sleeve, and see if you think that you need to add extra ease. You'll regret it if you don't check before. Another problem is that this V-neck, I have my scarf on because it's cold outside, this V-neck comes very low. It's like way down to your bra strap level, low. And if you're comfortable with that, more power to you. If you're not, and you're a little bit, conscientious about that, bending over is an issue with this dress. You might want to raise the bottom of that V up. Raise it up maybe 1 inch or so. There is also an option that has a square front, and I guess that they gave that option so that if you don't want everything observable, you put that option in. I like the V. V is supposed to be slimming, so I made the V. But the biggest problem for me is the back. The back sticks out like a potato when you're out walking around. And I don't like that. Looking at this pattern, it looks like, oh, that's a nice, cute little shape. What a cute, flattering shape that is. And from the front, it is. It is. That's because from the front and the sides even, you have these little bodice panels, you have all this going on. And so from the front and the side, side-ish, it looks great. But you get a profile shot and that whole backside pooches out. You have all this fabric that's like confined in this space, and it comes out like that. Not flattering at all. It's very potato-ish. So if I was to do this again, I would be putting some kind of a little belting or something around the back. It would be either an elastic so you can pull it over your head, or something removable, maybe that's buttoned onto one side so you can unbutton it, put it on, and then button it over, just to give you a little bit of a fittedness in the back side so that you feel feminine and not potato. So anyway, if there are some good sides to this. Like I said, there's no zippers. There's not an excessive amount of closures, just a couple buttons, and that's fine. It is very comfortable, you know. Because it is so darn loose, you have no restrictions in your movement. You can move all over the place. So a house dress, you know, if you're working with little kids, you need to get up and down and move and reach or something like that. Yeah, it would be fine for that. It is easy to put on. All you do is pull it over your head like a t-shirt, and that's very easy. So that's a plus. It gives you a vibe of a folk peasant going out in the field to pick beets to make borscht type of a vibe. But that's a vibe, and it might be yours, and that's fine. So to summarize, if I was to make this again, I would definitely adjust the sleeve width like I did. I would also do something with the back belt. Oh, I didn't mention the corners. In the back of this dress, there are these corners. In this picture, I think you can see the corners. Those are a pain. Those are a real pain. When you go to sew it, they have you reinforce, like they give you a dot, and then you have you reinforce stitches, and then you clip, and then you open it up. I actually did a full video on the making of this dress, and last night the SD card got corrupted mid-editing and it's gone. So I would show you next time. But the way that it's done, there's so much weight on that corner that if you aren't really, really careful, and when you're doing this seam, do that corner first and not just pin it, but actually, it doesn't call for it, but hand baste it all the way through, following that corner a couple inches each way. It's gonna get very distorted, out of shape, because there's a lot of weight riding on that little corner. So if I was to do it again, I would also put a little piece of fusible interfacing on that corner, because it's not just making sure it doesn't fray, it needs to, those fibers in the fabric need to hold their shape, or else you're not going to get a corner, you're going to get a corner-ish curve, if that makes any sense. So that gave me fits too. So my end synopsis for me, will I make the dress again? No, I won't. It had enough features in it that were headache features, the hand stitching, that corner, having to alter the sleeve, that it gave me a kind of a bad feeling that way. But I was willing to let that go if it looked great, but putting it on and seeing the potato butt, I can't bring myself to it. Now, if you are going to be wearing this, where you don't care what your backside looks like, and you just want a very comfortable dress to go out and do your thing, this could be it. You know, but it is what it is. That's my opinion on it. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks. Bye.